welcome back to my channel. It's Cat Beauty, and today I'm here with my sister. She's going to be doing a birthday glam for my birthday that's coming up, and we're going to be doing like a dramatic smoky look. So yeah, she's back again today, and please like and subscribe down below and follow me on Instagram at CatBeautyPosh, and let's get into the video. Okay, so she's going to be using my Revlon Cover Stay 24-Hour Foundation. It's in the color 250 Fresh Beige, and this is really light on me since I have a tan, but she's gonna make it work.
Okay, so taking this beauty blender, I'm just gonna pounce it on her skin. It looks like a lot at first, but believe me, this is gonna kind of soak up the product, and then it's gonna even it out.
Okay, so now she's going to be applying some Tarte Maracuja Concealer and mixing the Milani Retouch Erase Concealer.
Okay, now to set her concealer, we're going to be using the Airspun Loose Face Powder and Translucent. Okay, so we're going to set the rest of her face with Maybelline Fit Me Face Matte and Poreless Powder. And this is in the shade 235. And I'm just going to use this angled flat kabuki style brush. And next, I'm just going to contour her face just a little bit, and I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette. This one's Subconscious, and this one is Shadow Play. And for her, she already pretty much has a good cheekbone, so I'm just going to follow the cheekbone and just lightly go in an upward motion. And doing the kind of fishy face helps really showcase where your contour. Before I blend, I'm going to take this little angled brush here. This is a Sigma. I can't even see the name on it because it's already worn out. This is a really loved brush, and I use it mainly for contouring my nose, and so that's what I'm going to use for her. And keep in mind, she doesn't need any of this contour stuff, but for the purpose of this glam video, we're going to do all that. So I just took some of this middle shade in here that I've used on her face already, and what I like to do when I contour my nose is I kind of take in mind my bridge, how narrow it is, and I start from about midway here from the bridge, I kind of just follow it downward onto the nostril area. And I just do little motions here because it's really easy to get carried away with it. And whatever's left, I'm not going back for any product, you'll realize. Just a little bit goes a long way. And I'm gonna go and connect it kind of in her inner crease of her eye, because that's gonna blend with her eyeshadows later. So it's gonna give you a really seamless nose contour, because it's not gonna be like two little lines drawn on her. It's gonna blend inward and it's gonna look like a natural shadow to her face. Okay, so the contour is on and it looks a little harsh, but we're gonna go ahead and blend it. I have this Laura Geller dual-ended brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and use this side. It's just a really fluffy, kind of tapered brush, but it's really soft, so it's good for blending, and this is what I like to use when I blend my nose contour. And so I start with the nose, and I go in circular motions. Sorry, you can't really see. Do this way. I like to go in circular motions all the way in the same directions that I've applied it, and do the same on the other side. And right here I didn't show, but when I contoured, I kind of went inward with the powder and kind of tapered in on her nose, on her tip of her nose. So I'm just blending all of that together, and it could take a minute or two. I like a seamless blend. Just circular motions all the way around. Okay, so before I start blending the rest of her face, I'm gonna kind of reverse contour on her just to make it really stand out even more. So these shades up here, that's kind of what they do. They highlight and they accentuate the part of which you're contouring, and you're trying to make that part stick out the most. So the shade that I'm going to be using for her is this orangey, pale orangey shade, and it's in the color Lucid. And I'm using, what is this? Real Techniques. Yeah, it's a Real Techniques kind of fluffy, round, tapered brush. And this is what I like to use. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of get the powder and I'm going to line it up so her contour looks really sharp. Okay, look at me. I'm going to go ahead and blend. I'm going to be using this Sigma dual fiber brush F50, and I'm gonna, it's like a nice stipply brush, and I'm going to use it to blend all of it in. I'm going to start in where I highlighted it here with those powders, just to kind of get rid of the brightness, but it's still going to have its job fulfilled. And then I'm going to start going upward on the contour. Okay, now to liven her up a little bit, I'm going to use some blush, and for this look that we're going for, I kind of want to use a mauvey, peachy mauve. I can't describe it. Sorry, I'm horrible with describing colors. But this is the color blush, and it's a Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in the color Mellow Wine. And I'm going to be using another Real Techniques brush, and this is, it's just, it doesn't even, it's a blush brush, basically. So there it is with the blush. It's a really pretty color. That's one of my favorite blushes, believe it or not. And it's drugstore. I think it only paid like maybe $2 for that. I love it. So I'm gonna brighten her face a little bit because the contour and the blush kind of made her a little warm, too warm, and I want her features to really stand out. So I'm gonna put some of this powders that I used earlier, these bright ones here, and put it under her eye in the shape of a triangle, just to really make her eye stand out more. And maybe right here on her lip so it doesn't look so dark there. it kind of gives the illusion of a mustache, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna go ahead and lighten it, mix a couple of these, tap off the excess, and I'm just gonna go ahead and frame it already in the shape that I want it, and then start blending it in. Now that we've blended everything to our liking, I'm going to go ahead and spray this Makeup Forever Mist and Fix. And this is actually my favorite makeup setting spray because it keeps your makeup lasting all day long, and it's moisturizing. So if you put too much powder, this is basically going to erase that effect. It's going to make your skin look fresh and dewy and not cakey whatsoever. So now that it is sprayed on her face and we've let it dry for a couple minutes, now her face looks very seamless, very almost skin-like, although she does have quite a few powders on there, so it looks really good. So after I've sprayed, I like to go with highlight, and the highlights that I'm going to be using today is from this palette here. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills in collaboration with Nicole Guerrero Glow Kit. And the colors I'm going to use, I think I'm going to go with Glow Getter and 143.
The one that says kitty cat?
That one's definitely for you. So I'm just going to get a little soft angled brush here. This is also from Real Techniques. And I'm going to put it just on the high points of her face. Really pretty. These highlights are super intense. So a really tiny brush. I'm going to go in with the same highlights, and I'm going to go down the bridge of her nose. And this is also going to make your nose look a little bit slimmer, just by showcasing that tiniest bit of highlight to it. And right on the tip. And with the same brush, I'm going to go ahead and do the inner corners of her eyes just to already get that going.
Oh, my eyes open or closed?
There's good. I'm going to take some above her brow bone. Okay. Go in with the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer brow pencil, and I love this. This is the dual ended, but it's got a brush and this fine tip color to it. This is my favorite, and I believe she's in the color Dark Brunette. Okay, so moving on to eyes, I'm going to start using her Morphe palette. I believe this is the 350 or something like that.
I think.
Not sure.
I don't know. Yeah.
Well, we don't know, but it's Morphe and it looks like this one. All these warm tone mattes and shimmers. But I'm going to find a good transition color for her, and I'm going to use it in her crease. So I think I'm going to go with this color here. So it's like a light tan, a little warm. Tap off the excess. And
they don't have any names for it.
Okay. So this is a really pretty color. I like it.
We're starting up good.
The look I'm going for today, I think I'm going to go with the really smoked out kind of cat eye. So I'm going to start framing her eye for that with this transition shade. So you'll see me it going a little bit further than where her eye actually ends just to get that shape started. Okay, so now that I've built her now that I've built her transition the way I like it, I'm gonna go in with maybe a shade darker. I'm gonna use this kind of mocha looking color on her crease. Now I'm gonna go ahead and keep on building up the color. I'm gonna take it a little bit darker, more smoky. I think I'm gonna go towards something cool tone to kind of give the depth into the look now. I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. Again, I've already blended out her eyes, and so far what I've done is getting a small domed blending brush. I was starting out with darker colors and I picked up something darker. I went along with this taupey shade, and this is what I used this brush for, just to kind of get it a little bit more precise in the crease. So I started out with this one, I ended up going to this, making it darker, and then I used this one to deepen it out even more so you see it, and I did it in a kind of like a winged cat eye shape. I just slowly but gradually got darker and increased the color pigment. And then after I got it to how I liked it, I went ahead and I cleaned up the edges and I gave her a little bit more of a sharp look. And then what I did on her lids, I went ahead and used a couple shimmery shades from this palette, maybe something, if you have something similar to maybe like a champagne color, that's usually the colors I like to go for, and it flatters her skin. So what I used is these two mixed. I wet a brush a little bit and I packed it on her lid and blended it also after that. And then on her eyes now, she has a little bit of liner on her top lashes, but I used eyeshadow for it. And that's usually what I like to use. I like to use eyeshadows to deepen the color around the lash line, just to make it appear like you have liquid liner, but you don't. So I'm going to continue doing that. I like the way it is now, but I want to make it even more dramatic. So I'm going to go in right now with my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. And I'm going to use the shade, I believe it's Hot Fudge. No, Triple Fudge. This shade in the corner, it's a really dark brown, a cool tone brown. So when you put it on the eyes, it almost looks black, but it's not. It's a little bit softer than that. So I'm gonna use an angled brush here, and this is what's gonna give that winged look to her eye.
Okay, so my sister just applied false lashes. I don't know what brand they are, but they look absolutely gorgeous. And she's gonna finish off my eyes right now. What are you gonna do?
So I'm gonna kind of disguise the band of the eyelashes, and by doing that, I'm gonna take a pencil. You can use a gel eyeliner, or you can even use liquid. I prefer the pencil, so we're gonna take a pencil liner in black, and I'm gonna use it in the inner corners of her eyes, right in this area, just to disguise where the band starts and where her corner of her eye is. So we're gonna do that and then we'll be right back. So here we are, we finished the liner look with the eyeshadow, and she's already applied her falsies. She did a thin coat of mascara before the falsies, and they're just wispy, really pretty, natural-esque lash. I feel like it really complements this look. And to finish it off, we can't finish it without some lip gloss. And for the lip gloss, we're gonna use, so it's the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb, and this is the original shade in Fenty Glow.
say when you gonna let me know if you give a damn about me? 'Cause you got my hands tied.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the birthday wishes, and thank you to my sister who created this tutorial. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!